AG has spoken today, actually not too long ago. So you already know that our boys are about to break it down, or your boys. I guess your boys. Us. It is us. All right, we'll worry about all that later. But right now, it's time to dissect these comments one at a time with your guys. Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, let's go! A-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! A-E-T-S, jet, jet, jet! Let's go! There you go, Woody!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green
meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, and you already know we are Wudi, rocking everywhere. Right here is the boy who became king. You already know. Hey, let's go. Let's get him like he's about to go to the octagon. He is the boy who became king, Mr. Paul Esden Jr. How are you doing, my good sir?
Well, puff, pass. Thank you very much. Ooh, I'm smelling and tasting all the flavors of the New York Jets rainbow at Mandatory Minicamp, baby. It's a wonderful place to be. And, hey, we got to enjoy the content while it's here, baby. So for the next couple of days, I'm glad I reached out to the Jets, Wudi, and I said, hey, can you kind of book these Aaron Glenn pressers right before the show? I'd really appreciate it. We're on Tuesday and Thursday. They said, okay, we'll have AG go live at 2 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday. Is that all right with you, Mr. Eston? It's Mr. Boy Green, but that's fine. Thank you very much. And booyah! That's exactly what we have. So, Wudi, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Hey, you already know. All right, hardest working man in the biz, Boy Green. We already know that every day. He's out here providing for us. So it is no surprise that you reached out to them, right, and got this going so that we have content. Woo, I'm telling you, Boy Green, you feeding families, man. You feeding families.
And that's what I've heard. I sort of have that reputation. I try to do it for my own family. So when I can for others, I'm a giver. And that's sort of what I'm all about. So you know what? My gift from me to you, pal. That's what it's all about. Super important. Mas importante. And actually, as a matter of fact, while we're about to react to this Aaron Glenn presser, Wudi, and obviously that's very important. He had all kinds of wonderful things to say on a variety of topics. But before we get there, Wudi, I think the people would like to know your thoughts on this here on our screen. Let me throw this up here. Who the hell is that? Aaron at a mandatory minicamp. I don't know what that looks like. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So that's interesting. And Bubba Badshah saying, Wudi, where's my money? Where's his cash? Dollars and cents.
Well, I don't know what to. Well, so Badshah, that's an easy question to answer. It's in your account until week 1 happens, and then it'll be in my hand. Or week 5, I guess, is where.
Technically the exchange will take place.
Yeah,
right?
So that's there's nothing to happen, right? It's June, but week 5 of the season, we're gonna meet. It'll be glorious. You're gonna give me cash. That's a great time. It's just best way to meet somebody is to get paid. Also, while you meet them.
By the way, we're gonna have to see if Indy's gonna come on here, but he heard about this bet the other day on Boy Green Daily, and it sounded like he may be interested in joining in on this bet. I don't
know. He can also pay $50. They can split. Yeah, he did. He reached out to me that same day that he was. Yeah.
Oh damn!
He reached out.
So you throwing another Benjamin on the line?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, Woody's less confident. Makes a lot of sense.
There's absolutely no dip in confidence whatsoever. But
yeah,
to answer your question about this picture.
Well, before we answer the picture, real quick, hey, Brock, because I don't want to leave people out just in case you don't tune into every episode. First off, if you're not, what the hell are you doing? Boy, Green Beach Woody every Tuesday and Thursday. But the bet was this. So last Thursday, we're in the middle of our show. We have a real topic going on, and we'll reevaluate that topic later in the summer when we have some time. We're going through the topic, and then breaking news happens. Aaron Rodgers signs with the Steelers. So we pivot and start reacting to that. The first thing Woody says when he hears, "Oh, are you for real, Paul?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dead ass serious. It just happened." He goes, "Well, that's a loss. All right, week 2, here we come, Jets." And then I informed Woody that we played the Bills week 2. And all right, week 3, baby. And here we are. And he said basically it's an automatic L that the Jets are going to lose to the Steelers now that Aaron Rodgers has arrived. And look at him. He's on your screen. He's at mandatory minicamp. He's going to be speaking to the media at some point today. I'm sure he'll have nothing to say about the New York Jets. Very much looking forward to that later. And the bet is this. Badshaw's like, Woody, you crazy. I'm taking the Jets week 1. Woody's like, I'm taking the Steelers. And obviously the winner will owe the other person $100. And that will be collected at the week 5 tailgate, Jets Cowboys, which will be happening. That's when both Badshaw and Woody will be in together. Oh boy, more people are coming, Woody. We have DNY for life, aka Devin, in here now. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Every time we get a super chat. Wow. I want in on that bet too, Woody. Justin's coming, referencing Justin Fields, DNY for life, a $2 super chat. Woody, you have a lot of people to respond to here. You're on mute right now, so I can't hear you.
I'm just going to say the same thing. I mean, in terms of the betting aspect,
yeah,
it's kind of a, you snooze, you lose type opportunity. Badshaw was first. He came through, and now he's the one that unfortunately has to pay this debt. I will say the last time that I bet money that the Jets would lose a game.
Okay.
For those of you who follow me on Instagram already know what the answer to the question is. But it was week 1 in 2021 when the Jets faced the Panthers. And everyone told me, road. Darnold sucks. Oh, so glad we got rid of him. Zach is the future. Did you see his pro day? Oh, my God. Come on, man. Believe in Zach. Believe in Zach. Zach's coming. Oh, they about to have a great year. And a lot of people wanted to bet me $100 as well. And again, first come, first serve. And
sorry, DNY for life, you're out. Indy Jets, you're out. Badshaw's the only one that's been chosen.
I got $100 that day. So pretty identical situation to then and now. And I expect the same ending.
Indy has altered the bet. If you don't want to give up any of your hard-earned money, he says, "We want in on the bet. Instead of money, you have to wear a Patriots jersey on YouTube for a month."
Well, I mean, that would still cost money because I clearly do not have any.
Oh, you got your boy, right? Brandon, right?
I mean, he doesn't live near me. Like, how is he gonna?
I don't know. I believe they developed this thing. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's a post office, and you can ship things from one person to another. Again, I haven't really worked out the kinks on that system, but I'm pretty sure we can Google it. Yeah, the post office. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so then what's your like? What would be?
I'm assuming he would give up 100 bones. Indy, I would assume.
I mean, we can talk about it. Like I said, snooze, you lose. I don't, like that's pretty clear.
Okay. So sorry there, Indy. We'll have to work on any side bets potentially later here. I will just say real quick, because it sounds like, what do you want to say something about this picture that's on our screen? First off, these jerseys are ugly as hell. And I'm not talking about the Steelers. This isn't a normal Steelers jersey. It's their weird practice minicamp jerseys. And this is ugly as sin, quite frankly. And I'm not just saying that about Rodgers being in it, which also looks weird, but specifically just the yellow sleeves and then the white top with none of the color coming on the main torso of the shirt. It looks very odd. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't got too much to say about this picture.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool that it exists. I guess.
Sure.
I don't know what the soundbite we looking for is there.
There is.
I guess I'll say this.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I
Go ahead.
feel like Jets fans are like, oh, he didn't show up to our mini camp,
He did
but
not.
like
Right.
he was at OTAs, right? It's not like he just completely abandoned the team. He was at the voluntary workouts that whole time.
Mandatory. That's the one that matters, man. Mandatory.
So it doesn't matter that, or are you just like playing devil's advocate, like type, like you don't think
Would I do something like that? Absolutely not.
I feel like that's the only thing you do.
Well, it could be true. I'll neither confirm nor deny those rumors. I'll give a shout out here to our boy Jigga, who is on Take Flight Talk. He's on your YouTube channel as this show is streaming over there as well. So, Jigga, what up, fellas? That jersey is disgusting in all caps. Yes, it is. It does look very strange. So I appreciate that. But Jigga, thanks for being on Take Flight Talk. We're streaming live in 5 different places: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, my Instagram, his Instagram, and Wudi's YouTube channel, which is Take Flight Talk, talking all things New York Jets, both streaming this show and other Jets content as well. I don't want to go we're already 11 minutes in, so I want to make sure we live up to the promise here of the headline. So apologies for the delay in getting to this, but we want to react to the AG presser. You guys can throw in all your comments and questions. We'll get to that throughout the show. But I do want to get to AG, who spoke just under an hour ago to the media, and he gave a pretty big Jermaine Johnson update. We've been waiting for one, and it's now good to hear one from AG. Let's go to the coach. What's the timeline for Jermaine? Will he be ready for training camp?
I would say that he'll be close. He'll be close. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on PUP, but he'll be ready for the season.
What stood out to you when you watching Jermaine that's on film just from the last few years and just the potential you see in him?
There's things that stand out going back to college, what I saw him, and even at the Senior Bowl when I had a chance to coach him then. He's a hard-nosed, physical, violent player that's very athletic, that has the ability to win off the edge and make plays on the quarterback. Listen, you don't get a lot of guys that have the athleticism as he does, but still be strong and powerful to be able to hold up against the run. So I'm excited to see that player get out there in training camp and going into the first game. So he's going to be a huge part of what we're doing. He knows that. But again, he understands what he got to get better at too, though.
Again, the Jets have a 3-day mandatory minicamp. We have one today. Actually, the practice is over. That was a couple hours ago. Practice tomorrow, Thursday, and then the team breaks for a 40-day break. Germaine Johnson was present. He was there at mandatory minicamp, but not participating. He's going to be held out till training camp. As you heard there from AG, likely to be placed on the PUP list. That is the physically unable to perform list. Basically, it just allows the player to recover on their own time. You're not rushing them back onto on-field action. But AG did say he will be ready for the season. So it's good to hear that emphatically, Wudi. When you look at other coaches around the league, which we'll hear from AG in a second, he doesn't give a shit about other teams around the league. But for us, other teams around the league, when you hear non-definitive updates on important players on teams, and yeah, maybe in training camp, you're like, oh boy, that doesn't sound good. To hear, boom, Jermaine's going to be there. I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief there for Jermaine.
Definitely. And I feel like that is something that we have endured is, he's almost ready, or, he's about to be up. And then next thing you know, 4 more weeks. It's like Groundhog Day sometimes. Did you see a shadow? You didn't see a shadow. So with Jermaine, I mean, I feel like there was no question with the work ethic that he would be back as soon as possible. That's what seems like he's on the timeline to be. And let's just hope that he's still Jermaine and not Tito.
That's a good thought. Let's hope that. Let's will that into existence. I love Jermaine as a person. I love what he brings to the team. Obviously, he's going to be an important piece, and boy, do the Jets need it. So again, likely to start on PUP, which, long story short, just means he's not immediately going to be on the field when Jets kick off training camp in about 6 weeks' time. But it sounds like he'll be ready for the season. I'd be surprised if we saw him in the preseason. That's my speculation coming back from this injury. I think they're going to slow play it, just like they did Brees a bunch of years ago, where he started on PUP, then was activated shortly thereafter to get ready for the season. So that would be my gut from that perspective. Let's go to another clip. I was sort of teasing it. Sometimes media members gives a coach a softball where it's just supposed to be a question where he could just go goo goo gaga over something simple. Sometimes there's hardballs. They ask a very difficult question of a coach, which can sometimes put him in compromising positions where they could say something stupid. I wonder what former Jets head coach has ever done that, but we'll leave that to speculation. But Wudi, there's a lot of players around the league that are holding out. I could pull it up here on their old ESPN. TJ Watt's on that list. Trey Hendrickson is on that list. Terry McLaurin is on that list. They're skipping out the mandatory minicamp, and they don't give a bleep. Find me the hell up. But Sauce Gardner, present. Garrett Wilson, present. They're all there. And, Connor Hughes asked Aaron Glenn about it, and, we got an Aaron Glenn answer.
There's a number of players around the NFL that are holding out of mini camps. They finally have OTAs and searching a new contract. You have several players on the team who are eligible for those contracts, guys like Sauce, Garrett, Jermaine. They're all here. What does that say? That they could be standing aside and say, pay me and then I'll show up, but they're here and they're committed and they're practicing and taking part in all of it?
Well, first off, I can care less about other teams. So I don't know what you're talking about with other guys not holding out. But our guys are coming to compete, and that's who they are. And listen, I don't take that lightly either. So I'm appreciative, but I know how they're built too. So those guys come to work.
I want your first response to that, Woody, on this one. What do you make of AG's answer on that?
I feel like it's a classic AG answer. Just
we're getting more familiar with those. Yeah.
Yeah, just a rough answer. I don't care. And we're gonna compete. That's not too much substance there. I'm not sure how wise it is to be in a vacuum. Of course, obviously you want to put your head down and grind. But there's a lot to learn from paying attention to what happens around the league. That should be an obvious point. But yeah, for the actual general, like the bird's eye view of Sauce and Garrett being there, working hard, playing hard, in this situation, that's a beautiful thing. Obviously, no Jet fan should be upset with this news.
Yeah, I would say this. I kind of like it, to be honest. It's obviously, what's the best way to put this? I don't want to call it a shtick because I don't know AG personally, to be honest with you. I don't remember him much as a player. I was far too young to really enjoy him. Again, I watch games, right? Like I know, I'm trying to think of an example. Joe Namath, right? I've seen a cajillion games of Joe Namath, but I wasn't there in the moment. I have the black and white on DVD at my house that I've seen a bunch of times, random games. But, I can't say I know Joe Namath. I got an autographed book from Joe Namath. That's pretty cool. Shout out to my pop, our pop, of course. So you didn't get it that year. You got coal in your stocking. But, it's so I'm starting to learn AG a little bit. And I will just say I kind of like this no-nonsense stuff. Now, here's the thing. It's a results-oriented business. This works now because AG's 0-0. We don't know what AG brings to the table. So this shtick, and again, I don't mean it in an offensive way, like he's playing this AG character. This is just the AG I'm learning as we're doing this. That all is fine and dandy as long as they're winning ball games. But I'm sure he pays attention. This is the thing I would say, and how often do we reference this on a Jet show? I just started reading last night at a laundromat at midnight. I had to get some clothes done because you guys wanted to know that information. But I was reading a book in between washer and dryer cycles. It's Bill Belichick's new book, The Art of Winning, Lessons from a Life in Football. And Bill Belichick used to give shitty answers like this, I don't care, on to Cincinnati, and all these answers. You're like, what is wrong with this guy? And I'm diving into his book, and there's just like a weird method to his madness that like, he said things, but just because he said them doesn't mean that they were true. Like for something like this, the AG says, I don't give a shit. Wait, what? Someone's holding out around the league? Like that part is almost playing a game. That he is informed of the things that matter by people in the building, the PR people, right? If there's a big story in Jets media land, they're like, hey, AG, just a heads up, this question's coming. Like he gets informed of that sort of stuff. So I think he's just saying it to say it, but I think in all honesty, he knows whatever any important ties that have to happen. So I don't read too much into it from that perspective, like he's closed off and narrow-minded. He's not paying attention to lessons to potentially be learned outside the building. I just didn't pick it up that way.
That's fair. I would say just based on what we've learned, it really
Mhm.
doesn't seem like that is something that he does is picking up from other people. So far, it seemed like his way or the highway. So far we all doing it his way. I don't see anybody on the highway yet. But right, like that goes back to the Aaron thing. Now this thing, so it seems like he's just tunnel vision doing his thing.
Okay, let me ask you this. This is completely off topic, but I see some people
Oh.
were mentioning like Justin Fields jokes and stuff in the comment section. So Justin Fields signed a 2-year deal for 20 million per, 40 million total. Right, Rudy? And Aaron Rodgers, when he was speaking with Pat McAfee, he said, like, money doesn't really matter. Like, obviously, I'm not working for free, so I'm going to have to be paid some amount of money. But, like, I'm not going to bend any team over the barrel. We all knew he was talking about the Steelers. But he says, like, basically, I'm not going to bend the team over the barrel and get every penny I think I can. But if you look at the Aaron Rodgers contract, the interesting thing that I noticed, and I'm curious to ask you, Woody, if you believe this was on purpose or not. When you pull up the Aaron Rodgers contract, there's 10 million guaranteed. Okay, there's 10 million in guaranteed money there. Let me pull up all the particular details here. It's a 1-year deal with 13.65 million. It's got a maximum value here of 19.5 million. I ask you, Woody, is that on purpose that was specifically less than Justin Fields is making this year?
I don't think so.
Like a petty thing, because like I heard some Steelers fans on social media going like, "Look, see, we got the better quarterback for even less money." And since the money may not have mattered, the fact that it just so happens to be 19.5 million maximum value, I just sort of went, funny. So maybe it's just a coincidence then.
I think so. I feel like Aaron, he gets a bad rap. Like I feel you guys feel like he's literally like this evil mastermind that's always just shoot, just out to get everybody. I don't think that's the case.
So how do you think he views the Jets?
How do I think he views the Jets?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably not favorably. After how his discussion went, I think if it was up to him, he would still be a Jet. And they kind of shut that door.
So Aaron Rodgers set to speak. It could even happen live during our show after his minicamp practice. Does he say anything about the Jets?
I feel like they're almost certainly going to ask. So in one way,
okay, but just because you ask, obviously we just heard from AJ, you don't have to answer questions. Do you think if he's asked about the Jets, it's the perfect opportunity to go off alone and say, actually, as a matter of fact?
Yeah, I don't think so. That's usually not his speed. Even like with the Packers, like he addressed them, really more on Pat McAfee, more than anything that was happening at one Jets drive. So I think that would be the same.
Okay, fair enough. Here's some other Aaron Glenn quotes I just want to get to, and then we could get into whatever you guys want. Keep the comment section flowing. We got 300 people in the room, and this is not even counting anything that Wudi is bringing on his portals as well. These are just my 3 pluses too, so it's even more. 300 plus people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We appreciate it. Me and Wudi are live together every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock, baby. And before I go any further, Whoa. Dade County McFly. BG acting like he's scared of me? Scared of Rodgers? It's the opposite. If you tune into Thursday's show, I told you guys I don't fear that old bastard. Hell no. Week 1, he's going to be rusty as all hell. I don't think it at all. And then again, Dade County McFly. I've got terrible news to share with you. Rodgers is old news. I don't care how he feels. Screw the Steelers. You just mentioned it. Wait, who did the Jets play? Oh, the Steelers. Oh, week 1. Oh, wait, who's their new starting quarterback? Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, where did he play last year? Oh, the Jets. So you may think it's old news, Dade. You're going to be unfortunately tossed with this news coming up for the next 3 months. It's going to be in the news. Aaron Rodgers, what he just said, Aaron Rodgers is inevitably going to speak about the Jets, whether it's today at his media availability or the Pat McAfee show. So, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, we're going to be unfortunately talking about that storyline for many months to come. Game week, months leading up, it's all going to keep coming. So I just, for the people that are sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers, now that he's signed with the Steelers and it's official, they're going to be talking about it. I'm surprised, quite frankly, AG wasn't even asked about it today. Maybe that comes up on Thursday during that media availability, but it's coming, folks. It's coming.
For the record, I'm also sick and tired of talking about Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah, wait, you what?
What do you mean me? What?
Because you're an Aaron Rodgers supporter.
Never bring him up. I literally never bring him up. I didn't bring him up today.
Or last Thursday, I guess it was brought up to you, and then you were forced to respond.
That is correct.
Okay, well, we'll try to never talk about him again. Okay,
that would be nice.
Try to wave the magic wand. We'll stop. Here's this. We didn't know this, so Aaron Glenn, NFL insider extraordinaire, giving us a scoop ski. Joint practices. We had not heard about it for a while. Most of the teams have sort of leaked one way or the other of joint practices were to happen. So I was kind of curious. Wow, it hasn't leaked yet. Maybe the Jets just aren't doing it. And different coaches have different philosophies on that sort of thing. Some people think it's bad for the game because you get, especially when it's Jets-Giants. So let's just get that news out. Jets and Giants will be hosting joint practices. And it sounds like we're going to host one in Giants land, one in Jets land. I have to go back. I cut up the clip on my phone, but I didn't have a chance to tweet it out yet. So I got to re-listen to it. But I think that's what AG indicated, that we're going to do a home and home for it to split it up, which obviously home and home is relative, whether it's going to be blue or green. They'll both be there. But sometimes joint practices can get testy. Jet fans have PTSD. Carl Lawson blew out his Achilles against the Packers in a joint practice. So obviously the intensity picks up. I can't remember where you stand on this, Woody, so we'll start there. Joint practices in general. Before we even get to Jets-Giants specifically, joint practices in general. Are you for it? Are you against it in the National Football League?
They're incredible. I feel like they should be mandatory.
Oh, okay. So you are for it. You enjoy. You think there's pluses and benefits to joint practices.
Yeah, I mean, anyone can get injured anytime. It doesn't have to be, a joint practice. It can be a regular practice. It can be a game. It can be walking up the stairs. It can be shopping at Walmart. People get hurt. All right. But what the joint practice does is give you real competition for a team that's looking to compete. Now you have, real guys who are trying to make a name for themselves. They have no real emotional ties to the other people. Like, those are your teammates. Sometimes it can be hard, to look your boy in the face and, all right, I'm about to cook this guy up on this route, because for them, that might be the difference of, making the team and not. In a joint practice, you don't care about none of that. None of that. You don't even know this guy. All right. So you're out here trying to do the best you can. And yeah, it's a more true test of your ability, more true test of the coach's ability to dial stuff up.
And just to clear this up, Dade County McFly says, I want to joint practices versus the Ravens and Eagles. I'll settle for Giants. The Jets don't play the Ravens in the preseason. They play them in the regular season. So you wouldn't do a joint practice leading into a regular season game. So I guess their only choice would have been Packers. I think it's the other team you were trying to say, Dade, which could have been possible. This is the Jets preseason schedule. They're at Green Bay Saturday, August 9th, at the New York Giants, at quote unquote, the New York Giants, August 16th, and then the home game against Philadelphia to wrap it up. I will say this about joint practices. I agree with you, Woody. I think they're incredibly beneficial. And really, there is a split that happens here. And a small part of me is sort of sad, but another small part of me is happy. And what I mean by that is in joint practices, so we're getting it for the Giants game. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if we see Justin Fields at all during the preseason, but we could get into that debate perhaps another time. But the point is that let's put Justin Fields out of it, who could be considered a unique scenario, like whoever. It doesn't matter. Whatever your starting quarterback is, normally, if they do the joint practice, sometimes they don't do the game because the joint practice in the coach's mind serves as the game reps. And instead, they leave the games for the lesser players on the roster that may be fighting for roster spots or their spots aren't as secure. So we get less of those, quote unquote, live game reps, and those instead go to the younger players. Now, to the younger player thing, I'm really cool because that's the hard knock story that I love. Getting the real, like, for instance, a kicking competition. Anders Carlson and Caden Davis. while they're kicking it around in training camp, the real test is going to be in the game. Like, okay, let's go spotlight. That's almost the purest form in preseason. We all go, well, it's vanilla coverage, vanilla this. The kicking competition is a kicking competition. It's a 54-yarder. Can you hit it? Who gives a shit if it's preseason, regular season? It's to them, it's real. Your job is on the line. You need if it's 54 yards, it's 54 yards. It doesn't matter the setting that it's in. So that's perhaps the purest form of competition, and we're going to get that at both punter and kicker. Those are going to be real. So that part of it I love. I'm a little sad that you miss out on some of the guys, but also some of those guys you don't want getting hurt in a meaningless preseason game anyway. So I think this is sort of the best of both worlds in the joint practice world that we're in. It seems like we're only moving more into it. We're leaning into that even more, Woodster.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, we agree on this, the value. I know you guys probably just think, oh, the Giants stink. But, that D-line is actually one of the best D-lines like in the league. That's not a hyperbole. Now you throw Abdul Carter in there, asking to wear all these retired jersey numbers. But, he's a fantastic player. Dexter Lawrence, fantastic player. Brian, that defensive line is top. Honestly, I would be inclined to, put it as high as one on any given Sunday. But, any given Sunday, I'll say top three. So I definitely want to see, hopefully Fields is there, right? So we can see, he's been getting sacked already by some random dudes that we have. So to see him play, and of course that's down the line, right? This is early, right? So now more reps. And now to see him, with Brian Burns on the edge would be, that's a big deal. So I would love to see that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That would be a lot of fun. Again, we have 300 plus people here in the room. So I just wanted to make sure we get to a few more quotes, and they're just direct quotes. I'm not playing any more video footage here. I'll go to the running backs. Again, more love. Now, this question in particular was set up to evaluate all three. At the NFL owners meetings, it was a straight up Brees question that AG chose to go and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, which made some of us go, In this case, he talked about all three, and he just loved, and he said this about both Brees and Braylon Allen, their physicality and how they're going to run the football. And it just seems clear as sin, although I thought it was last year too that the Jets were going to run the football a lot. That was the theme from everyone I talked to with the Jets. They said, we're going to run the football. And that obviously did not happen to any large degree when you look at the rushing attempts this past season. So I'll be kind of curious to see. It seems like they're really going to lean towards it this year, especially when you have a running quarterback in Justin Fields as your starter.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge disappointment. That was one of the biggest disappointments of the year last year. We were talking about killer bees, and there was no killing. Everybody was alive. I believe they actually had the least rushing attempts in the league as a team.
Yeah. Do a discount double check on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's possible, that I'm wrong about the actual number, but I believe they're 32nd. Or they were 32nd.
How many teams are in the league?
32.
Yeah,
so yeah, I think this year I'm definitely expecting running. And I said I hate talking about him, but you got to blame some of that from last year on Aaron Rodgers. Just calling out of plays. At some points, especially without a coach, right? Mm-hmm. The lack of accountability. I know this boy was like, let me just get Devontae touches. Let me get Garrett happy. And that was clearly at the expense of our running backs. I don't expect Justin Fields to do that. There will be accountability. I don't even think Aaron Glenn would allow that to happen, right? So I think there's going to be a lot of running. I do think there is going to be the killer bee aspect. I love that Braylon and Brees, get along so well, right? It's like the Sonic and Knuckles that, the Detroit has been enjoying for a couple of years now. So, I'm super – that's probably my favorite part of this upcoming season, which I've gone on record of saying that I'm not excited at all for. My favorite part is just seeing that run game hopefully come to life.
Woody, are you ready for the second straight show in a row of breaking news?
Oh my God!
Here we go. We get an opportunity to do this. Woody, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, breaking news. Woody was right about something. The Jets were last in rushing attempts last year. So, Woody, you're right for once. Nice. Congratulations, man.
For once, what are you talking about? It's actually been a long time since I've been wrong about something.
Yeah, 363 rushing attempts. That was 17 less than the next team on the list. So, nice job, Woody. Hey, every blind squirrel finds a nut. We got to appreciate you when you get something right, pal.
I've literally when did I get some? Oh my gosh, you out here!
It's hard to remember.
Disrespecting the actual high percentage that I have. One of the highest there are. That's how. Is that how I got this job? I think that's how I got this job.
I don't have a stats guy on staff right now. He must have had the day off, or we could have confirmed these numbers. But I don't know. That's neither here nor there, I suppose.
Yeah, I was so ready. I was expecting it to be, something else. Keenan Allen to the Steelers. That's actually what I was thinking it was.
Is that coming?
That's what I heard. Your boy, who I follow on Twitter because he was on this show, retweeted something about that.
Who's that? Alex Gazor you're talking about?
Sure is.
Oh, damn. Oh, he said there's some buzz about that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, I guess that makes more sense than trading for your boy Alan Lazard. So you could still wear that jersey to the tailgate then.
Yeah. If only anyone had it besides him.
Someone should get that for Woody. Someone should get him a Alan Lazard jersey. I'll tell you this. This was perhaps an irresponsible purchase, but I just made my purchase of what I'm going to be wearing for week 5.
Do you want me like? Okay,
I mean, you could. Oh, you want to try to guess? Okay, let me get the trivia music. Okay, hang on tight. Okay, I would just say I made an incredibly irresponsible purchase. I will say, my family. I'm sorry to report, you won't be eating dinner tonight. So.
And it's not Justin Fields, because I said it like 7 times.
You said what now?
Justin Fields.
Okay, the trivia game's over. It's Justin Fields.
Yeah. I mean, that's you just get on the quarterback train. Whoever's the quarterback, you wore Rodgers last year.
Should have just gotten my Geno Smith jersey updated on the back.
Oh, that would have been better. Yeah, that definitely
7-7. It would have been an old jersey.
I understand.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never done that before. The name patch. You just rip it off, go to somewhere, and then they just slap a new one on. I've never done that before. Apparently, that is a service you guys can find though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So JS7, I got the jersey. It's official. Shout out to my fiance, Justin Fields. Boom.
Badger, to answer your question, I'm literally texting Easy right now, figuring out life.
Okay, beautiful.
Live. Yeah, live. I'm not gonna, put his information out there on there, but yeah, we are.
It is true. Oh, so you guys are driving up?
So we discussing live. We figuring out
it's a negotiation. I see.
I mean, we gotta figure out, time, right? There's things that I gotta do in preparation for this. As you know, Boy Green, we've had discussions.
Of course.
Right, as the host, right? We hosting, right? I'm on the post,
co-hosting, host, double host.
Sure. Yeah, we out here. We got to make sure we provide a good time. So, in order to provide a good time, we need time to get the things that'll make it a good time.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, wait a second. There is breaking news now on the show. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is married? All right, there you go. I saw it in the Steelers picture signing and kind of like showing off the bling. He's like this, and you're like, is that a ring? Wait a second, Aaron Rodgers got married before me. Well, there you go. Nate, thanks for that update. Member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. He must have announced that, I imagine, in his media availability. So there you go. Wow. Okay, Aaron is taken. He is off the board. Boy, I'm not available. I was about to say I was. I'm not. My throat will be slit. But no, eventually I will tie the knot. So thank you, Nate. But who would have thought? Aaron Rodgers before me. Woody, there you go.
Yeah, this is definitely the type of stuff that, when we say we're tired of talking about Aaron Rodgers, like that's what I mean. Like,
Oh, I see. Oh, you don't care about his personal life?
Not at all, actually.
Wait, Woody, are you married? Are you all wifeyed up?
What? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if you had the bling. Have you just kind of like show it off or whatnot?
Oh yeah,
You got the
no.
bling around the neck. I got this. Got my chains on my neck. You know, the kids. What do they do? This or this? I don't. Is it a fish hook? I don't know. I don't. Is it the Joker? What is this when you do something with your bling? Like
I think you
that
asking the
something?
wrong man.
You
You
know what the
asking the
kids are
wrong.
doing? You know.
When we talk to Sauce, we can ask him.
Oh, cool. He'll have the answer to that. Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
What?
Woody, what else is there to get to? That's all the quotes. There you go, folks. The only other one was Justin Fields reading defenses. AG thinks he's progressing very well in that department. He loves Justin Fields questions every press conference, so we had to get one of those in for sure. But yeah, that's a presser.
Yeah, I will say, everyone, always has those notes. I did get a glance. I can try to pull up whose actual tweet it was that had the rundown.
Sure.
But while I'm doing that, one part of the rundown was a bad Joe Tippmann snap, which is obviously something.
Oh yes, the practice, right.
Was a problem last year
mm-hmm.
that we kept talking about. People were talking about it. Didn't really seem to happen during the year. We weren't
not
really
that I remember. No.
That. Yeah. But for it to happen last year a lot, and then now we're talking about all of a sudden it's a competition that we didn't think it was. So for this to happen again now, something where you had pretty much said that's a non-story. Tippmann is going to be the starter. This is not the way to hold on to your job. So it was Zach Rosenblatt who actually had the rundown that included the bad Tippmann snap, no play. That's a direct quote. So I think that is definitely worth noting. I from the start of them saying that Myers had an opportunity, I felt like he legitimately had an opportunity based on how Aaron Glenn has run. I feel like it's kind of clear, like he's actually in a way pretty predictable because he has a specific philosophy. So I do think that job has not been won or earned. That is going to happen this summer, and hopefully Tip can stay in check.
I just think that Tip's going to win this. I did see that, and I went, "Oh boy, that's going to be a storyline." And I can understand why after the last offseason's issues. Now, I will say to your point, I don't remember any issues at all during the regular season. There's 17 games, so I guess it could have happened, and I'm just not thinking of it. Maybe early in the year, but I don't remember it at all. Again, I just want to say I am happy to have Josh Myers on the team. I'm happy to have Chukwuma Okorafor on the team. I still believe Joe Tippmann and Armand Membu will be starting the season week 1. I'm happy to have the depth that we do on the offensive line. This is the best offensive line Justin Fields has ever played with. This, on paper, is the best offensive line the Jets have had since 2010. So there's a lot of potential here, and I think that floor, that offensive line being good, provides a floor offensively. Now, Justin Fields still has to take advantage. Breece Hall still has to take advantage. Garrett Wilson and things of that nature. But you say that you're not really excited about this season. And, if that's your opinion, I can't change it. I pour out optimism and positivity on this show. And if you just want to be miserable like R&R says, then there's nothing I could do, Woody. If you just want to be the emo kid in high school and says, "Oh, the meteor is going to come crash down to Earth and kill us all like the dinosaurs," then okay, pal, there's nothing I can do. But I will tell you, for people that are not optimistic, I Simpsons tapped the sign in the front of the bus. Offensive line. That's the reason to be optimistic about not only 2025, but quite frankly, moving forward. And I know we have a couple of guys who are set to be free agents, AVT, John Simpson. That's 40% of the starting offensive line that are set to be free agents. But that youth makes me excited for the present and future.
Yeah, the O-line is. I mean, there. We've.
Were you about to say
what?
You said, the offensive line is, and were you about to say solid?
Yeah, I mean they're
It's more than solid. Solid sounds like average.
No, I didn't say average. They're a solid unit. They're a complete unit.
Where would you put them? There's 32 teams. You just informed me, which thank you. I was curious how many teams there were in the league. So tell me there's 32. Where do the Jets' offensive line stand among the 32 teams in the National Football League?
Well, as you should already know,
Yeah,
on paper
sure.
and on the field are two different things. So I cannot tell you what they will do on
Why
the field.
can't you tell me?
Because we're not out there. What do you mean?
I'm demanding. I want it on paper. Where do you put them? If I give you a piece of paper,
on paper, yeah, they're real good. They got a lot of
paper.
first round picks. You know, they have a lot of
piece of
premium
paper right here. There you go.
Okay, let me try to find my pen.
Oh, thank you.
This is
Okay, perfect. Great.
Yeah, I mean
Where on paper?
They're definitely on paper. They should be a top 10 unit.
Oh, great. Okay. And what? And in actuality, you're saying we won't know that till we get to the field.
I mean, that's obvious. That's not my opinion. That should be right. That should be like obvious fact. You know, just like last year, right? Last year we had a lot of nice things on paper, and you know, we had the season we had. So a lot of things are obvious. You know, when you not sipping on Kool-Aid, like this is water right here. This is water.
Okay, this is Mountain Dew again. I get no sponsorship for this.
Boy Green. I know that you sipping on that AG
The
Kool-Aid.
green fluid.
I'm telling you, when you're not sipping on it, it's very easy to see things clearer. It has nothing to do with positive or negative. It's just
nutritional facts,
real and make believe.
I see. So you want to see him first. Hey, Dade County McFly says the same thing. I want to see this O-line before we start heaping all this praise left and right. Let's see him on the football field.
Dade's been saying a lot of facts all episode. You know,
what?
Everyone in the chat, yeah, he's been laying some knowledge for the peeps.
Although, is TJ Watt even going to play? He ain't at mandatory minicamp. Maybe we're going to have one of those 49ers situations again. No Christian McCaffrey, no.
Oh, true, because that ended up real well for us. Yeah. We said, let's hope. Let's hope, yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Woo.
Fuck you, man. It's not very nice.
Yeah, see, look at those real versus make believe.
Badshaw says, BG, have you had the new Baja Blast? No, because I'm not a bitch. Okay. No, I mean, I don't need Live Wire, Code Red, this bullshit. No, the normal Mountain Dew works. And to be honest, they have a new label, and I'm pretty sure they changed the formula. Not a big fan, so I have to keep finding the old school Mountain Dews. This is a random soapbox moment here. But no, in all seriousness, I didn't know what I was going to say to the Baja Blast. That just sort of came out. I'm sorry about that for anyone who enjoys Baja Blast. But no, I just like the original OG flavor. I do, but thank you for asking. Yeah.
For OG, our guy. Real quick, just OG. Am I a believer in achievement? Of course.
Wait.
I'm so proud of my.
What do we
Knicks.
Got? Believer in achievement. Okay, sure. Yeah. OG Jets fan 85.
I'm so proud of my Knicks. Beating the defending champs, doing their thing. They've achieved a lot.
Moral cookies.
But there's still more to go. There's more to go. So, yes, I am definitely a believer in achievement. As it relates to the Jets, I'm not sure. Is there something that they've achieved other than the longest drought in all Big Four sports? Like, is there something? Oh, there is. Okay. Talk to us. What did we achieve?
Come on, man. You're proud of the Knicks for what ribbon do you get for going to the Eastern Conference Finals and losing? Nothing. What are you talking about? Come on, man.
Okay. I mean, we can't even get to the dance. Haven't been to the dance. Don't know where the dance is. 15 years.
That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
So you're saying I should be more proud of the Jets than the Knicks? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I said.
Okay. All right. So case closed. Where's my gavel? To answer Johnny Boy's incredible chat.
Member for 10 months. Shout out to Johnny. Pour one out for Johnny Boy. Been a member of the Boy Green friggin' Boy Green Coffee Club. That's terrific.
Wow.
Wait, he cut his hair. I've not seen Raw last night. Did he cut it?
Oh, damn. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Should I look that up? Let me Google it.
I mean, hey, he's Ron Killings now, man. You know, the jokes are over. He's out here. He's
Let me see.
doing his thing. And I'm proud of him. I was actually very sad when the news dropped that he was going to get, or that he was cut. So I'm glad to see him back. And
Wait, he cut his hair live on the show?
He's out here.
What the bleep? Whoa. Okay.
We got a few super chats actually. We are here.
Okay.
People,
We got to catch up. But first, let me throw this on the screen real quick for the Your Truth people. And I'll just tell you this. There you go. Whoa. He cut it all off. All right, there you go. I'll just say this. WWE, you slick as hell. I tweeted it out, and you slick as hell. You fake fire our truth, and then we're all like, geez. And they send all the wrestlers on all these shows, like the Rich Eisen show. Miz was on there. It's like, oh, my friend, boo-hoo, our truth. He'll land on his feet. And these motherfuckers at the end of the pay-per-view, they're like, psych, motherfucker, surprise, our truth. I'm like, what the hell? So now, and then after the show, Triple H goes, it's all part of the show, baby. Wink to the media. And I'm like, man, now that they did this random wrestling detour, now that they did this, I can't trust anything anymore. Like, if I think someone's fired, I'm like, ooh, that's all part of a play, but it's not. Like, someone could have just simply gotten fired now. So now they're all in my head. That's what I'm saying.
Damn. Trust issues, courtesy of Paul Levesque.
Yeah. But thoughts on R-Truth cutting his hair. Now, Wudi, this is where you may smack me around. I know Ron Killing / R-Truth's general timeline of being with wrestling and his original backstory before getting into wrestling and how he got into it and then TNA and back and forth. But like, I don't like the hair thing. Was this what he was before?
I mean, at times he had short hair in his life. Yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if that was part of a character. That's where like thoughts on him cutting his hair. That goes beyond my scopes.
Yes. But I think it was more like symbolic, right? We love the dreads. We love our truth. He's a funny guy. Now he's not funny. Funny how?
Okay. But that was great. That was a great pop moment. I will say when someone came in the ring, I'm like, someone said, is there another Uso brother? Or is there a this? Is there a this? And all of a sudden, R-Truth, what the bleep? That was very nice. All right, let's get to another shout out. Sharon McLean, she's been a member for 9 months. Celebrate it. Pour one out. Beautiful.
Wow.
Boom shakalaka. Aaron Glenn is the next Bill Parcells motivational. Bill Parcells, you could argue. Obviously, Weeb Eubank holds a special place in this franchise's history because of the Super Bowl. But if you're talking about do-it-all man, Bill Parcells is up there as both coach, general manager, kind of overseer. He's arguably the best or second best coach in franchise history, so that's pretty good.
I mean, he's one of the best in NFL history.
That too, yeah,
no doubt. Arguably the best, but different strokes, different folks. Just a special shout out to Sharon. She is one of the biggest supporters of Take Flight Talk, my YouTube channel. If I got 15 comments the last 2 weeks, 10 of them are from Sharon. So I tremendously appreciate everything you've done to help build up that channel. And I have gotten followers and all that type of stuff. So Sharon, I appreciate you big time for building up my algorithm, as the kids say. Yeah. To answer this question, I really hope, played for Bill Parcells, learned a lot from him, still, in touch, right? So I really hope and if that's the case, then let me tell you something. This frown will turn upside down. You all right? But remains to be seen.
We'll find out. OG Jets fan 1985 gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Lego. Your boy Dominic D'Angelo. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club and OG Jets fan 1985. You got yourself a raffle ticket for the month of June. Well done, my good sir. Well done. Appreciate you. Okay, very nice. That coming in. Also, I need to immediately apologize to Badger, who I called the bitch, or anyone for drinking Baja Blast, because he says, Paul, why don't we bring some whiskey to the tailgate?
This is my favorite comment of the whole show.
I would lose immediately. I don't drink. The only drink that I occasionally drink is hand grenade, which is the most powerful drink from New Orleans, and that's like once a year. So I'd be a bitch. I'd roll over, honestly. So just want to make sure that's out in the universe. So Bubba Badshaw, I apologize. No question. Yeah,
Proud of you.
That's
Badger, we can drink some whiskey though. Like after
No, there you go.
$100, we can do a shot, just a celebratory shot that we even like, there together. Because obviously or maybe it's not obvious to me. It's not about the winner or the loss. It's about the experience of us being together that I'm looking forward to October 5th. So yeah, we can do a shot if you want.
There you go. OG Jets fan 1985 does a discount double check, baby.
Hey.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that anymore, but nonetheless, this membership, he now has 2 raffle tickets so far this month. This just went to the Furniture Guy. The Furniture Guy. You're now a Boy Green Coffee Club guy. So you're welcome. From OG Jets fan 1985, make sure you thank and tip your waiter. Very nice. Make sure you guys spread the love. Pop it forward. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. OG Jets fan 1985 says, Paul, can you please ask Woody if he believes in the moon landing? Woody?
Yeah. Neil Armstrong.
Do you believe it actually happened? Like it wasn't staged?
Yeah. One small step for man, one giant step for mankind. I'll let your boy.
I don't think it was step twice.
Oh, one leap? One leap?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a leap in there. I'm going to be honest.
Well, you ain't
I think it's one small step for mankind. I think you butchered it now. Let me see.
Hey, guess what? It was close enough because y'all know what I was talking about.
I guess. I don't know if that. Yeah. The iconic quote is, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." You sort of butchered that.
Okay. All right. So I knew what it was.
I guess. I'm going to try not to highlight that, but thank you, OG. We did ask him that. Badshot says, Woody, what kind of whiskey are we drinking? Win or lose?
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. This is a true gentleman's wager between. Wow. Okay.
Shout out to Badshaw here. He says, actually, I haven't been drinking sodas lately. I've lost 6 pounds. Now, interestingly, I've been drinking sodas and I've gained 100 pounds. So, it seems to be the common denominator. I sort of just got to pull back the sodas. That's really what I got to do to lose all this blubber I have going on here. Yeah, like a whale.
Hey, you and me both, man. In terms of whiskey, I had Jameson last night, but whatever you want. I will be, in the state of Dirty Jers probably that Saturday before I can pick it up myself. And we can have shots all around. Whoever wants one. Indy, I know you're gonna be talking shit. We can have a shot of whiskey. We can definitely shoot it up.
And I can't remember if I announced it on this show. I definitely did on Boy Green Daily. Indy heard about the tailgate. He's like, F it, I'm in. And he just paid earlier this week. So he's in. Indy is coming. And that's Woody mentioned earlier, but I do want to circle back to it. That's really a really cool, exciting part that we've been virtually interacting with all these people for such a long time. Indy, Badshaw. So I'm going to miss people because there's 50 plus people coming to this tailgate. But it's just so cool that we're going to be able to meet a bunch of you. For those who don't know and have not heard about it, Week 5, Jets Cowboys, Sunday, October 5th, 1 o'clock. And this one, I didn't even get to tell Woody this before the show. I've got someone here locally that's coming. They just paid me in cash and said, Paul, I heard about it when you were talking about it on your radio show here. I'm in. And I'm like, all right, sure. And he's like, I'm bringing a friend. I said, bring a friend. Okay, we're in. But time is running out, people. If you do want a guaranteed seat next to either me or Woody or sit around us, because, I guess 1 or 2 people could literally sit next to us, but you get the point. We're all going to be stacked together, and your best chance to guarantee that happens is by purchasing your package from us ASAP. It is $300 per person, and the deadline is this week. So people, please, 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 I highly recommend and shout out to the universe that you guys do that as quickly as possible to lock in your spot. We have 50 plus people. I'm very happy with the 50 plus people coming, but if you do want to squeeze in a last couple of seats, your chance to do that is ASAP. You can reach out to me on any social media at BoyGreen25, BOY, Green the Color 25. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can DM me on any of those or just email me, Paul, A the letter, ESDENJR@gmail.com. Wudi, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it will be a great time. It's like the number one thing, I'm looking forward to this calendar year. My brother's getting married this year. And the number one thing I'm looking forward to is this tailgate with all these people, my people, our people. All right. Literally our friends every day for Boy Green, a couple of days a week for me. We are out here just having a grand old time, talking shit, talking about our favorite teams, right? Giving each other shit for the different, right? Celtics, Knicks, Pacers, Jets, all the different things that are happening, even within the Jets, the Alan Lazard type stuff, and then, Brees, get rid of Brees, all the different things. At the end of the day, we are a community, right? And you're about to see that unity come together on October 5th. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's why I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait to be there with you guys. Watch the game. And even before the game, we're going to have a grand old time. We're going to, celebrate. We're going to eat some great food. We're going to have, some beverages. If your name is Brandon Badshaw, you about to have some whiskey.
And some Baja Blast, I guess. Probably not at the same time,
but yeah, we got some other stuff coming, some games to play before the games to watch. So I'm super, super excited.
Shout out to everybody. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, hit subscribe. If you're watching anywhere else, make sure you hop on over to YouTube. That's the optimal way to interact with all your fellow commenters and for the best experience. So shout out. I see we have a bunch of people on my Instagram. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. I see we got like 50, 75 people in there on top of all the other people over here. So appreciate you. I see, Elias Jordan Elias is in here, and so many others, Mario, Stratum, all you people. Thank you so much for joining us, no matter where you're watching. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And hey, now one more super chat squeezing in here at the bell. OG Jets fan 1985 has been a big supporter on this show, so appreciate you, pal. Thank you so much. Let's squeeze in one last question before we sign off.
Wow.
Question for both of y'all. When is Lazard gone? If so, Wudi, as the resident member of the Alan Lazard Presidential Fan Club. I don't know how many other people are in that, but that's not what OG Jets fan asked. Now, is it? Lazard, question, answer.
I have no reason to believe that he won't be a Jet this full year. Boy Green is definitely, looks like he's about to stat check right now. I believe his contract was a 4-year deal, right? Like
when he signed, yes, it was. Yeah.
They renegotiated, right? He took the huge pay cut, but isn't the pay cut for the next 2 years as well? Like it's.
So let me just lay it straight. He took an $8.5 million pay cut this year, so $8.5 million off the books, and they got rid of next year. So he's set to be.
They got rid of next year. Oh,
they did. Yeah. So he's set to be a free agent after 2025.
So yeah, so he's going to play out his contract. What, like they're not going to trade him? And to be honest, I don't know how many teams want him right now, but I think this year, but that whole situation. But I'm saying, around the league, I don't know how many people are calling up for Lazard, but he took the huge pay cut for a reason, and I think the reason is to remain on this team and be as good as he possibly can be. I think, and of course, you guys, all want to, dookie on Lazard, say he stinks. Oh my God, shouldn't even be in the league. Blah blah blah. But he does deserve to be in the league. He is a talented wide receiver, and in my opinion, he's the second best receiver on this team. So I think, he's gonna provide valuable snaps this season, and then after that, I don't expect him to be resigned. but I would say he's going to play out his contract and play well, or play well.
I'd like to play a game of Jeopardy here, and I'd like to pick a category. Hey, Alex, things that are never going to happen for 500. Oh, Indy Jets saying Alan Lazard's going to sign with the Jets for next year too? No, he's not. And I don't give a shit what happens this year. There is a -% chance that Alan Lazard is back in 2026. We could debate, as OG Jets fan is thrown out here, like, oh, is he going to stay on the team this year? Is he not? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to get cut? Is something going to happen? I can guarantee on a box, put the guarantee on the box, Alan ain't going to be here next year. Matthew Johnson, I ain't going to be here. He ain't going to be here. All right. Now, it's fine. He's asking the percentage. Yes, 0.0%. Alan Lazard ain't going to be here next year. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be here.
I would respectfully disagree, by the way. I don't think it's 0%.
Okay. See, there you go. We can, that's possible. Now, when is Lazard gone? If so, to me, it's week 2 or 4:05 on Sunday, whatever that date is, for week 1. Once the Jets and Steelers are over, Aaron Glenn is a former player. Doesn't seem like a guy who's going to openly help out the Steelers. Again, my personal opinion, while me and Woody disagreed strongly on Thursday about the result of week 1, I think Rodgers is going to start off the season rusty and slow. The chemistry won't be there with his team. The defense is going to be ahead of the offense. I'm talking about in Pittsburgh land. And I think Rodgers, as long as he's healthy, is going to be much better in week 8, 9, 10 than he is now. So if I'm AG, I'm like, he doesn't know his receivers as well as he could if he was here earlier. Why am I giving him Alan Lazard to help him at a minimum in week 1? It's a guy you can trust, a guy you can feed the ball to, on top of having DK Metcalf. And then if you have Lazard opposite DK Metcalf and he's your guy that you trust in your Aaron Rodgers, why would the Jets openly help that week 1 for what? A 6th or 7th round pick? That doesn't make any sense. But week 2, and the Steelers are still looking for it, Rodgers wants it? Sure, have him. Because Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard, to me, are basically the same player. Whether that's really true or not, we'll see. The proof will be in the pudding, and we'll see. I think if he's gone, it's going to be a trade in week 2. I don't see him straight up getting cut, because if we're being honest, I think there's a world, and I don't love this world, but there is a world where Alan Lazard is he's the second starting wide receiver opposite of Garrett Wilson week 1. That's totally possible. It could be Josh Reynolds. It could be Alan Lazard. It could be Arian Smith, I guess. I mean, it could be a combination. If you have 3 receivers on the field, my money would say there's a very good chance that Alan Lazard is one of those receivers, whether you like it or not. And with someone potentially being your starter at wide receiver, I could totally understand why he would be on the team as we're heading into week 1. So I think if he gets straight, it's week 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was highly disrespectful to say that him and Josh Reynolds.
Highly disrespectful. Their career numbers are basically the same.
No, it's highly disrespectful. Highly disrespectful.
Based on what?
What do you mean?
Their numbers are the same.
The disrespect you give Alan, it's just too much. It's just too much.
But their numbers are the same. What's your response?
What numbers are you talking about?
Their career numbers.
Like what numbers?
Yeah, their phone numbers. They're basically the same.
Did Josh Reynolds lead the league in touchdowns the first 5 weeks of the season last year? Did he even score a touchdown last year? What numbers are you talking about, Boy Green?
Okay.
What number are you talking about?
I don't know.
Did he score a touchdown last year? He scored 1? Okay. Maybe. I don't even know. So you need to chill with that.
He did score a touchdown last year. It was when he was with Denver. Yes.
He scored 1? Scored 1?
He did score 1. Yeah.
Wow, that's so nice. That is nothing at all like Alan Lazard. So I don't know what you're talking about. You making things up. But that's what you do. That's the difference between real and make-believe. It's not positivity, negativity. It's real and make-believe. But I'll say this about the week 2 thing, right? Because that's something that you introduced that no one had brought up yet.
Sure.
If Keenan Allen is there, I don't see them doing that. I know, Aaron still had like a bunch of receivers, right? Lazard brought in Mike Will, Garrett, right? Then brought in Devon. Like, he probably is thinking the more the merrier. I just don't think the Steelers, would be inclined to do it. Give up capital if Keenan Allen is a Steeler. And again, I think, it's not, there is a world where it could, no, the world, right? There's one world we live in right now, right? Mm-hmm. Where we went to the moon, this world, right? And Lazard is the second best receiver on the team. So to get rid of him for no reason, I don't think that's too wide. If the goal is to, and that's again, if the goal is to win games this season, which they claim it is, I don't foresee that happening.
Okay, you like to be a stats guy. Josh Reynolds has more catches than Alan Lazard in his career. Josh Reynolds has more receiving yards than Alan Lazard in his career. Now, where Alan Lazard beats him, Captain Touchdown Pants, is he has 27, Josh Reynolds has 20. Besides that, he beats him in every category.
How many years what are you talking about? Josh Reynolds over 30. What are you talking about?
What is Alan Lazard? 29.
He's been a starter for like 5 years.
Oh my God. Alan Lazard is
Is that
29.
not true?
You're making it sound like there's this big age gap.
What? I said Alan Lazard has been a starter for like 5 years, and you're talking about Josh Reynolds over 30, old ass. That's like me. That's
Over 30.
literally like
He
me
is
trying to
30.
gaslight
He's not
you.
over
Hold on.
30.
That's like me trying to gaslight you and say, "Oh, Shaquille O'Neal has made more free throws than Steph Curry. He must be a better free throw shooter." That's a stat. That's a true stat. But come on now.
You're making it seem like I'm comparing Aaron Rodgers to Zach Wilson. Josh Reynolds is 30. Alan Lazard is 29. Their age is basically the same.
I just said Alan Lazard has been a starter for like 5 years.
How long has Josh Reynolds been a starter?
More than that. He's playing more. He's playing more.
Than
has
that.
Has he not played more games, Boy Green? Has he not played more games? Yeah.
What do you mean? So, okay. So let's see. Here's this: Josh Reynolds in his career, 55 starts. Alan Lazard in his career, 62 starts. Alan Lazard has started more games than Josh Reynolds.
I said played. Games played. Played?
No. Started. You said starter. Started.
What?
Alan Lazard has started more games than Josh Reynolds.
Are you serious? Where is the tech right now? I literally just 2 minutes ago, your listening comprehension, I literally said, who has played more games? I said
who has started because you said he's literally only been started for 5 years. You said that about Alan Lazard.
Yeah, I said that before.
Started more games than Josh Reynolds.
That is correct. But when I said directly comparing one to the other, I said who played more games. But it's okay. It's okay. You can watch this clip back. It's going to be available on YouTube live.
And you're going to hear what I just said, where you said that you said starter first. And then we looked at it. And you don't like that number, so you want to point to games played instead.
No, before you even looked it up, I already said played.
They're the same age. They have the same numbers. Come on.
Sorry, Indy just cracked me up. But
there you go. I'm sure that's going to happen. Lazard will take over as wide receiver 1. Wilson, who? Yeah, I'm sure. But again, you say it's disrespectful, yet the numbers are all the same. The age is basically the same. The starts, Lazard wins.
Literally not all the same. But no, I feel you. I understand the hate. It's just there's nothing you can do when somebody has that level of hate.
Josh Reynolds is making more money than Alan Lazard.
Oh, okay.
What do you think they're doing that for charity? What other reason would they be doing that? Oh, I know. Because someone's better than the other.
What do you mean? So the highest paid player, like they're just automatically better than everybody else all the time?
That's normally how it works. You get paid more, not for charity, get paid more because you're better. Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of rookies, which if you want to point out a rookie, hey, look at this guy's makes $4 million. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Put them in a separate bucket. Everyone else beyond the rookie contract? Yes. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. That's why there's so many overpaid players in the league. What are you talking about? So Dak is the best quarterback in the league?
Yes.
What are you talking about? Yes. Oh,
Dak
man,
attack.
You're talking to your dad too much. But yeah, people get bad contracts. Like Quincy Williams he gets paid less than he's underpaid, right? He gets paid less. So now
that was before he was an All-Pro.
Yeah. What?
So
is he not on a bad contract? Is that contract a accurate representation of his value in the league?
He has 1 year left on his deal.
Last year, the year before that, is that an accurate? Because he wasn't a rookie. That wasn't his rookie contract. Talk to me, Boy Green. Talk to me. Because you saying some nonsense right now.
Nonsense.
Yes, nonsense. All right. It's not just dollars and cents. All right. People get bad deals all the time. That does not dictate.
So Quincy Williams got a bad deal?
What?
So Quincy Williams got a bad deal?
Yeah. What do you mean?
He did not get a bad deal. He got a good deal at the time, and then he outperformed it. He didn't receive a shitty deal. The last time I checked, the Jets don't have a mind control. Hey, Quincy, sign this contract. It's shitty for you. He had to sign it too. He didn't have to if he didn't want to. He signed it. So he can't turn around and go, boo-hoo, my contract. You signed it, pal.
But that's my contract. They age. All right. We will see. We'll see. We'll see this season. All right. But you cannot tell me right now, oh, just because somebody makes more or less money, that means they're a better or worse player.
Josh Reynolds and Allen Lazard are the same exact player.
They are not. They are not. But damn, I know we can.
Wow.
OG Jets fan. JETS, Jet, BG. Keep it going. There you go on the show. Unbelievable.
All right. Well, hey, definitely, like I said before, appreciate every single one of you. And you already know we're going to be back at it like we never left. Thursday at 3.
Shout out to OG Jets fan. You got yourself 3 raffle tickets for your contest for all the love today. Appreciate you. There you go. I appreciate you. Thank you, OG. Thank everybody for tuning in. You get an extra couple of minutes out here. Appreciate that. Indy, as he says, hit the like button. That's for free on YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow morning on Boy Green Daily. Love you too, OG. Thanks for the love, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care. God bless.